Hey Cancer, I'm Walker. This is Dance Walker Tarot. This is going to be for Cancers who are having a birthday this week or next week. Something like that. I don't know, do some of you wake up feeling kind of emo today? Okay, emo's a bad word, almost disrespectful because of the level of pain, sorrow, and there's a bit of joy in there thrown in too, isn't it? Some of you are going to be taking your spirituality to another level in a way that you had no idea was even connected to spirituality. Some of you have talents that you didn't know you had. Okay, this isn't for everybody, but some of you need to start drumming. Get a little hand drum or something and just, for some of you it was a part of your cultural roots, and it'll bring you a great sense of comfort and joy. I just thought of a couple incredible drummers that are Cancers. And when they drum, they drum. They bleed their heart out everywhere and just take it to another level. The first one that comes to mind is Jimmy Chamberlin, one of my favorite drummers. He played for Smashing Pumpkins back in the day. There's this song that they had from, I think it was their Melancholy album, called Bodies, and Jimmy just, oh, I should leave a link. I'll leave a link below for some of you that are younger. But the chorus of that song, just Billy Corgan screaming, "Love is suicide." I'm not going to do that to you right now. It's like 6 in the morning here. And Billy Corgan screaming, "Love is suicide. Love is suicide." Is that what's going on with you guys right now? Oh, lordy, lordy. I'll leave a link below. That was a roundabout loop to get started. So drumming. Homework assignment for some of you. And if it has to just be like this, maybe that's a grounding thing for some of you who are feeling a little less grounded because of all the emotions you're feeling. But you're so passionate. You're so powerful in your passion. And you've had to be almost snuffed out the way that you roll with your passion. For some of you, there is literally a heartbreak here. Maybe there was a love triangle for some of you. Huh. Are we just doing all crystal too? Let's see. Anxiety? Oh, maybe the drumming will help with anxiety. It can be a form of meditation. Or you can, oh, I wonder what sign my friend Marcus is. He's a drummer. Plays for like 7 hours a day. He's an incredible drummer. But how would you have any time to be anxious or panic attacky if you are so focused on practicing drumming, practicing your rhythm? Maybe it's not drums. Maybe it's freaking Chinese jump rope. I don't know. Something where there's counting and you're having to be in the moment. Pop you out of this mind loop that you're in right now. The sorrow, the heartbreak, the fear, the feeling stuck. What's this all about? I want you to be happy for your birthday, right? On the back of this kyanite, first of all, you're feeling anxious because you have no idea what's going to happen. You have no idea what's going to happen. It's like the future could bring anything at this point, and you are coming from a place of not knowing what's going on and feeling anxious and heartbroken. So if that sounds like you, stay tuned. But these little crystal cards, I've kind of made up my own meanings for them, but sometimes I read the back and it's relevant right now. It says, when you find yourself drowned out by that mental noise, even the greatest thinkers need to be reminded. Thoughts are thoughts, reality is reality. You can deal with it like an anxious chihuahua, or you can get down with kyanite and align to the moment with your calm and cool intact. Okay. So your key to being out of this anxious state is to be in the moment right now. So drumming could be one thing. Or you could join a drum circle. Not everyone lives like freaking hippie land like I do, but you could start one. How many people are feeling more accepting these days? I think a lot. Even though everyone's going through it and we're all kind of reaching a boiling point, at our core, I think we're forgiving each other for not being perfect every day, and maybe you can forgive yourself for not being perfect right now, because your anxiety is shutting you up and shutting you away, and we need you. The world needs you. When you are really powering through and you're in your finest form, you guys give the best advice ever. Nobody gives comprehensive, compassionate, understanding advice like cancers when they're kind of sitting on that throne of wisdom and authority to the people around you. So for some of you, it's just that you have people around you that don't respect you, and that can be remedied by not having those people around you. Or maybe you're just not in your full power right now because of your heartbreak, and you need to beat that heartbreak out on the drums and just cry. Just cry, cry, cry for like a full-on week or something. Maybe that's what you need for your birthday, a good cry. Forgiveness. Forgiveness. Huh. So for some of you, there's a forgiveness that's also going to be a key to getting out of this anxiety. For some of you, it was a relationship. It wasn't real gold, it was fool's gold. But it's in the past. Maybe that had something to do with the love triangle. Love is suicide. Maybe it's time to forgive someone that betrayed you. Or if you're like, oh, no man, Pam, maybe you can think of the possibility someday of forgiving. And that's your baby step, first step in relieving the part of you that is holding on to resentment. And it's like a cancer. It's like a cancer in your body. It's like honor your pain. Honor your pain. Because there's a lot of it. And it does need to be worked out. For a lot of you, it's the pain that you internalize when you see others hurting, when you see the injustice of this world, when because of your scope and your depth, you can see the big picture of what could be, how much better it could be. A lot of people you encounter have issues with you because of your high standards or because they think you complain a lot, but it's just a misunderstanding. You're not complaining a lot. You are saying, how could this be better? How could we take this and make it more usable, more palatable, more beautiful? You can really take it to another level. And so you're constantly thinking that way. And when it comes to society and the burdens of living in such a place, it almost causes, but you have to survive in it and somehow try and thrive in it. And it's caused almost like a schism of your psyche. Like you've almost had to break into three parts, like to function. Maybe it's like your home life, your work life, and your love life were so drastically different that you are having a hard time consolidating yourself so that you can focus your passions and get moving on your life's work or back on your path, or just trying to tame the wild beast that is this anxiety problem right now. Oh, dang, not Leonard Cohen. What's that Leonard Cohen song? It's about a love triangle. Famous Blue Raincoat. If anybody knows what that song's about, leave a comment below, but I don't know if I could say it, so I'm gonna sing it. Sorry. Ooh, this is a rough one. Yeah, about forgiveness, um, coming back to old wounds, forgiving old friends, trying to, how does it go? Forgive me all at 6 in the morning, I can't sing. What can I tell you, my brother, my killer? What can I possibly say? But I guess that I miss you, I guess I forgive you. I'm glad you stood in my way. If you ever come by here for Jane or for me, your enemy's sleeping now, and her woman is free. Thanks for the trouble you took from her eyes. I thought it was there for good, so I never tried. Oof. Leonard Cohen. Oh, yeah. For some of you, there was a love triangle, and it's time to forgive them, and it's time to forgive you, and it's time to forgive the other person in this scenario. And if it's not a literal love relationship, this is all you. This is all within your psyche. And it's about realigning yourself, forgiving the lover part of you for being too soft or too open, forgiving maybe your mind, the intellectual side of you that can't seem to follow your heart sometimes, forgiving that part of you that has let others misuse your energy, and that part of yourself that was hard, that became hard-hearted because of it. It's like you win in the end. The pure hearts always win in the end. You know what? In the Bible, I have some issues, but there's some really good stuff in there. And one of the things that I love is it says the meek will inherit the earth. Long term, long form, that is a fact. That is true. And because you're a Cancer, it's like you've had to be very hard. And now it's time to cry it out. Now it's time to cry it out and realign your mind, your body, and your soul with who you are after this great hurt. This came up in another Cancer reading about being unapologetically authentic. So important right now. But it's going to help to ground yourself to get back in touch with the earth, maybe hence the drumming. It's like maybe you feel like you're dead, like you don't even know if you're alive anymore because your heart got broken so much. You put so much into it that when it was over, you just feel completely annihilated. And then you have to deal with the day to day life somehow and put on a brave face and be there for people and show up. And you feel like a cat with all your hair standing on end right now. Wow, this is going on way too long. Sorry. Let me get some advice here. Yeah, you're really stuck in your head, huh? It's like there's some sorrows and some depression that just need to get worked out. Like they're not going to disappear on their own. You're going to have to get in nature. You're going to have a good cry, like up against an old tree, up against an old tree, up against an old tree. Getting back in touch with your roots, back in touch with the culture that's been beaten out of your people for so long. But this is about you getting back in touch with your great work, being on your life path. All of the stuff that is going on is you doing the hard work. You're doing it. And you're being honored for it. Taming the wild beast within. Getting your head and your heart back on the same page so you can move forward instead of all over the place. Or letting others pull you this way or that. A new self-love. A new way of interacting with the world. You're going to think big picture. Don't think pennies. Think billions. Think millions. Your capabilities are greater than all the stars in the sky. What you're learning right now is worth more than all the gold in the world. You're letting go of dependencies, codependencies. You're learning to love yourself again, to stand on your own. Well, that was weird. You're being your own hero in this story. You're your own knight in shining armor. You're remembering how beautiful you were after the world told you how ugly you were for so long. And nobody could give that to you. You had to fight for it. Ooh, okay. As far as your love life, your advice is to protect your energy and create boundaries and barriers. So this isn't necessarily the best time to expect a lot from love. Expect yourself to find the one true blue this week. This is more like, hey, in that day to day, a moment to moment being in the moment, be here now moment. It's not just to sit there and stare at the wall. It is to be self-aware about how you freely give energy away to those that don't deserve it. Sometimes that's in relationships, and sometimes it's just in your day-to-day life, and it's chipping away at you and your energy. So it's a self-awareness lesson there. Work. it's getting away from the hive mind thing for you and seeing like, oh, I'm working for this company and we're all in it together, and realizing that it's a pyramid and you're not at the top of the pyramid. And you need to be working for you in that situation until you can be your own boss and work for you. And if this is a situation where you need to leave work or you're not sure if it's going to work out, you need to keep your thoughts to yourself. Keep your plans and your strategies to yourself, but it's a you against the world mentality for your birth week at work. And for some of you, if that means calling in and taking a couple days off, and maybe you might have to white lie it, say you need a personal day for something, and then, go to the water park or something. As far as your mind and your thoughts go, you're going to right now decide that you're not going to focus on worrying about money. Just be like, hey, it's my birthday week. I'm not going to worry about money this week. I can worry about money next week. You are enough and you have enough. Repeat after me, please, and thank you. I am enough and I have enough. Perfect, thank you. Keep working on the thing that you do that no one does better. Nobody does it better. There's something that you have, a skill that you enjoy doing. But it's definitely going to help you get back on your path there, taming the wild beast within, which you're doing. So this is just like, don't stop, don't give up. Put some finishing touches on a project that you started and didn't finish. It's going to bring you a lot of satisfaction to close the book on that. Ooh. Your inner child. Your inner child. Let's talk about your inner child. Okay. What advice or requests does your inner child have for you this week? Okay. You gotta be kidding me. Mind. Your inner child thinks you're thinking too much. You're thinking too much. You don't need to spend money to have fun. You don't need to spend money to have fun. You can make your own fun. You can be creative. So try to think of having fun through the eyes of a child. Tap back into that. You never know the adventure you might have. Body. This is just keep your body to yourself. Don't let anyone touch you. Your inner child is like you let too many people touch you or something. Or you let people overstep their boundaries with you, and your inner child's like, no more of that. I don't like it. If you don't like it, if it feels uncomfortable, don't do it. Soul, justice. Know that you will be vindicated if there were wrongs done to you. Oh, especially as a child. Okay, you might have some memories coming up. From your childhood. And it's actually going to make something clearer for you. And you'll be able to feel like you can forgive. Like there is a greater justice and karma, and you don't have to worry about that. Oh, so your inner child is just like, you don't have to worry about anything. Resentments, money, you have enough and you are enough. You have enough money to have fun. You have enough money to not worry, at least this week. Like more than that, but at the very least, don't worry this week. Spend a little money on yourself. What is this again? The Chariot. Mind, body, and soul on the same page again. Moving forward instead of all over the place, on your path. Using your energy to propel you forward in your great work. And your child here is saying that it has something to do with what you love to do and what brings you joy and happiness. So that's a clue. Your fears here. Your inner child wants you to be more adventurous, take more leaps of faith, be more open to adventure. So for some of you, you're more adventurous in your love life, and it's saying scale that back. Take the bravery that you would normally use in kind of interacting with the world or the people around you or your fan base, and put it towards you having an exciting adventure where you're kind of out of your comfort zone a little bit this week. Okay, that's advice from your inner child. Okay, and just for fun, what kind of adventures could you think about having besides the being in nature, besides the drumming, besides the deciding that maybe one day it's a possibility to forgive yourself, and move on from resentments that are keeping you stuck? You're going to move on from being stubborn about something. You're going to move on from being stubborn about deciding. It's like, be okay with changing your mind. Be okay with having a different stance than you did before. Don't feel any shame or self-consciousness about saying, maybe I was wrong about that or them, or maybe I was wrong about me. It's all about self-love, being unapologetic about loving yourself this week. And if that means you need to bash some drums to get it out, then that's what you need to do. But there's emotions that you need to get out. Make noise. Don't be afraid to make messes. Don't be afraid to make noise. It's more important for you to make noise and get it out than it is for you to worry about bothering anyone, annoying anyone, or what anyone else thinks about this. You've done the hard work. You've started working on your shadows. And now it's time to take that last step and either forgive and just go cry it out, or decide that you're not going to be resentful anymore, whether that's towards yourself or the world. You'll figure it out. All right, what else? What's the bottom line here for your birthday week? Who can you trust? Who should you not trust? What you're not going to do is you're not going to fight. You're not going to match anybody's crappy energy. You're not going to do any spying, stalking, going over an ex's Facebook page, any of that kind of resentful stuff that's keeping you in the past, that's keeping you stuck. What you are going to do, here's the 9 of Cups. Self-love. You're going to be your own soulmate this week. Adventurous, pure, ready to take chances again. But not on anybody else, on yourself. What do you love? What makes you feel safe? How can you be okay with what you have instead of thinking about what you don't have? How can you be happy in the moment? Well, for one thing, look at how far you've come. Look at how hard you've worked. Look at how much of a genius you are for starting to choose yourself. For the first time in your life, maybe. Choosing yourself. You are your own soulmate. You know how to love you. Like Lizzo say, walk up to the mirror like, damn, she the one. You're the one you've been waiting for, but in a loving way. You're going to be the knight in shining armor to yourself. You're going to buy yourself a bouquet of flowers if no one else does. You're going to honor your pain and cry it out or beat it out on some drums. Give yourself some space to scream and howl and make noise. Laugh out loud if it's not pain. Maybe it's joy, and you've come out of this dark night of the soul and you're feeling joy for the first time, and you're needing to remember how to laugh. Remember how to laugh out loud. In nature, laugh, dance, sing, joy. That's really how you fight the darkness. One of my favorite books is Something Wicked This Way Comes by Ray Bradbury, one of my favorite authors. Another one that I think understood the darkness and what it is and what we're dealing with and how to fight it. How to fight it. Love. Self-love. Singing. Joy. Dancing. Screaming, giggling, skipping. And even crying. Howling. If that's what it is. Your feelings that need to escape. How many screams do you have still trapped inside of you that need to get out? How many? Maybe 9? So for some of you, it's going to be 9 days of just purging emotionally. And then all of a sudden, when it's all said and done, there's the sunshine, there's the light. It's the end of seemingly pushing a rock up the hill and it rolling back down, seemingly being a warrior for nothing. It's not for nothing. It's for you to bring everything that you've learned into your day-to-day life, shining like the brightest star that you could ever be. All of your potential, all of your intelligence, all of your joy, all of your pain, all of your wisdom, your physical strength, everything you've nurtured, your talents. That's what you're working for. Not for the end. It's over. It's all for nothing. It's the end of the old you and the beginning of you being in your true power for the first time in your life. But it's going to take some time, some patience, some crying, some forgiveness, and dedication to adventure and honoring your inner child. Whoa, 33 minutes. I gotta go. Whoa, this is way too long, you guys. I'm sorry. I gotta pull another card. Why? Fear. Fear of judgment. That last little bit of you that's holding yourself back because what people think. That's like the last dragon you gotta slay. It's the last dragon you gotta slay here. So have no fear. You don't need to fear anything. The worst is over. Just a judgment. You know, the judgment card here, it's seeing clearly now. You see now. You see clearly now. Okay? Everything was illuminated, or it's about to be. No more confusion. The veil is lifted, but not just that. You take what you learned, you take what you saw, and you make decisions based on it to change your life, to bring you to your highest self. Your number one star player, streamlined, locked in, on your path, doing your great work, unstoppable, invincible, seemingly very far away from what you're feeling right now, but it's just on the other side of that effort. It's just on the other side of that hill. And the final card here is it gets better. It gets better. The healing of the heart is no easy task, so pat yourself on the back. And know that if you're feeling awful for your birthday, bottom line, it gets better. Don't worry, no fear. And if there was a love triangle, it won't hurt forever. You live, you learn, and you move on. And it's okay to change your mind about things. It's okay to change your mind about people. And it's okay to love yourself, no matter what. Okay, Cancer, who has a birthday this week or next week. I love you. I honor you. Big hugs to you. And remember, you are your number one priority this week. What anybody else thinks has literally no bearing on you, your person, or your psyche. You're about to get back on track like never before. So hang in there. I'm Walker. This is Dance Walker Tarot. Thanks for watching, you guys. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.